Okay. So what did we discuss yesterday?
We discussed about the stages in that
Different types of stages, right? Now, what are all the different types of stages are there in Snowflake?
by default internal and external.
Huh. Uh, Main categories internal and external. Again, in the internal, three more stages are there. One is user stage, table stage, and the named internal stage. Okay. User stage cannot be created, cannot be altered, and cannot be dropped. Whenever you create a user in Snowflake, automatically backend Snowflake is going to create one user stage. And once you place the file in a user stage, other users cannot able to access that particular file. That's what we understood. And table stage, for every table you create in like Snowflake, backend it is going to create the stage. Okay. And do not think that whenever you store some data in a table, the table data will be stored in that stage. No. Stage location is different. Table actual data location is different. Okay. And next one is named internal stage. This is the general stage, generic stage, I can say. You can create it, you can alter it. If you want, you can drop it also. Mostly we are going to use named internal stage. If at all, if you want to see the files inside the stage location, user stage, you have to use @ symbol. Okay. If you want to query the files, if you want to see the files in a table stage, %@ symbol, list @ here, list %, emp, table name we have to take here. But here, list stage name we have to take it. Now today we'll try to create actually named internal stage, and we'll try to alter the stage, and we'll try to understand how it is actually behaving compared to the other stages. Okay. Now come on, help me here. This is my worksheet. Now, before you start executing any query, what did I tell you yesterday? You have to set up what?
First thing is
User
database.
role.
No,
User
what is
role.
that word,
Yeah.
technical keyword?
Use
Context.
user
Context we need
use
to set up.
Okay.
No, this database and schema, role, warehouse, together we call it as context. Okay, now tell me, if at all, if you want to set this worksheet to the specific database, directly you can select that one. That is DataTech I'm selecting here. Okay, double click on that one. Okay, by default it is connected to public schema. Now I have to connect to the test schema. Okay, now test schema is connected. Now, out of 4, 2 are set here. Correct or not? Now remaining 2 we need to set here. Remaining 2 means one is role, another one is warehouse. By default, anyway, warehouse it is going to take compute warehouse only. If you want to connect to some other warehouse, then you can connect it. Okay. Now what is left over here? Role. By default, what role it will take here? Every session. By default, what role it will take?
Account admin.
Account admin role it will take. Now, can we use account admin role to create the objects or to access the objects?
no
No,
No, we are not
no.
supposed to use. Never ever use that one. Never ever use that. Okay. Sorry, you're saying something? Okay. So never ever use account admin role. Okay. In place of that, you try to use sysadmin role. Throughout this course, you please use sysadmin role only, because account admin is a topmost role or parent role. Any object created by the account admin cannot be accessible by the child roles. My child role is sysadmin role. If you create some object with the account admin role, cannot be accessible by the sysadmin role. But if you create any object means table, stage, file format, all those things we call it as objects. Okay, any object created by the child role, that is sysadmin role, can be accessible by the parent role, that is account admin role. That was only the reason I'm telling you. Even yesterday also told you, that was only the reason you're not supposed to use account admin role here. Okay, now, okay, let me start using the account sysadmin role here. For that, use role. What is that role? Sysadmin, right? Sysadmin. This is what the command you need to write it. Control enter, or you use like you try to execute with this button. Anything is okay. I wanted to know whether it is really using sysadmin role or not. And I told you already, Snowflake is not case sensitive. You can use it in lowercase, uppercase, or mixed case, whatever the case you want. Okay. Okay. Now, I wanted to know like whether it is really using sysadmin role or not. So for that, select current current underscore role. This is the command we need to use actually. Now, give semicolon, execute this one. See, sysadmin role it is using in the backend for this particular session, guys. And remember one thing, guys. You can create any number of worksheets here. For each worksheet, you can set up separate context. Understand the point? Understand the point? Once again, I'm repeating that. For each worksheet, you can set up separate context. In this worksheet, actually, I'll work with sysadmin role. In another worksheet, I can work with some other role. So I can work with some other database. In another worksheet, I can use some other role and some other database. Here, each worksheet is nothing but one session. Worksheet is nothing but a session here. Getting my point? Each worksheet will act as one session here. At each worksheet level or each session level, we can set up separate context. Remember that. Okay. Okay. So that is one of the Snowpro exam question, guys. Certification question. Okay. Okay, Shiva. Now start like writing the commands here. Now, what is that command to upload the files into the stage location?
Put.
Do we have any direct command to load the data into the target table that is in Snowflake table? Do we have direct approach in Snowflake? No, we
No.
don't have that one. So you have to upload the files first into stage location. From there, you have to write the data to the table. That is only the approach. Okay. Now, if you want to upload the files to the stage location, what is that command we need to write? Put command. Put file colon / fully qualified path you need to take here. What is that fully qualified path here? Yesterday I've taken, right? This one I'll try to take here. Okay, same command. Okay, same command I'll try to take here. Put command and get command are supported by the front end UI?
No.
No, not supported. Okay, you guys have to use any of the tool. That is the reason why for running put command and get command, we have to go with the DBR. Okay, now let me try to execute it. Okay, today what I will do is I will not use this user stage. I will not use the table stage. I will try to create the named internal stage. Named internal stage, and see what will happen here. Now, what is the command to create a stage? Create, create, create stage. Command for this one is stage. For creating a table, create table. For creating a stage, create stage. For creating a view, create view. Like that, for every object, actually, you need to use that particular object type actually here. Since you're trying to create actually stage, create stage. Okay. Try to habituate to this particular syntax. If not exist, exists. If not exist, what is that stage name that you wanted to create? If that is not there, you try to create it. Otherwise, don't touch it. Okay, what is that stage? Let's say I'm trying to create my stage here. You can take any name here. Any naming convention, you can take it. Okay, now let me try to create this one here. Control enter. Okay, then what happened? Stage got created here. Stage got created. Now, Shiva, whether it is really created or not, I wanted to see Shiva. So for that one, going forward, you remember, show command is the best command to see the objects in Snowflake. Show stages. This is what the command you need to write it. See, it is actually displaying the stages that you have created. Just now I created here. It is actually showing 20 to 15 minutes just now. Yeah. In DBR, it will try to show actually the current timestamp only. Just now it has created. The stage name is my stage. It is there in the data tech DB. It is there in the test schema. Okay. And who created that? Who is the owner for that? Sysadmin role has created that. And what type of stage it is actually? Internal stage. I told you, right? Named internal stage is a internal stage or not? Category is internal stage or not? Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Okay. Okay, Siva. Now, what do we do with this stage, Siva? Okay. Now, while uploading this stage, actually, we can go blindly give this particular stage here. Instead of this tilde symbol, you can go and give this one. Okay. Yesterday, someone was asking, hey, Siva, can we use fully qualified name for this stage? Absolutely, you can use. Because they are clearly saying that was this stage is actually created under this database, under this schema. Now for that one, you can use that one here. Okay. So DataTech I'm copying here. I'm trying to use here DataTech dot and test schema. Copy this one. And here also paste the schema dot. You can use like this also. No problem at all. Now I'm trying to upload my file here and see what is happening here. Control enter or press this button so that it will execute that. Now see, employee original file actually uploaded to my stage location. The original size of the file is 717 bytes and the target after uploading it into the stage location, the size got changed to 352 bytes because it is compressing that file. When you compress the file, automatically the size will get reduced or not? Yes. Yes. By default, it will compress actually. If you don't want to compress this file, we'll see options how we are going to do that one. For now, by default behavior, you need to understand first. By default, it compresses the file. And by default, it encrypts the data. I told you already. Once you land your data into the Snowflake, your data is fully safe. That means they are going to encrypt it by default so that nobody can hack your data. And you don't need to worry about your security point of view about your data. They are giving that guarantee. Was you can happily like sleep. We'll take care of your data. That's what they're trying to say indirectly here. Okay. Now, okay. This got uploaded. The data means the file got uploaded to stage. Now, whether it is really uploaded to the stage location or not, how do we check that? What is the command? What was the command we have seen yesterday?
List.
List or ls command, right? Anything is okay. This command, how to remember this command is in Linux also, we have actually ls command is there, right? To see the subdirectories and the files in a directory, same command here. If you want to see subfolders and the files inside a stage location, you have to use either list or ls command. The full form of ls is list actually. The full command also you can use or short form also you can use. List at the rate, what is that stage name actually? My underscore stage, right? Now you try to use this one here. Execute this one. See, I have one file here. I have the file. Okay, Siva. Now we understood actually like how to upload the file. Now I'll tell you one more thing here. In my project, actually, I have different departments. Finance department is there, HR department is there, procurement department is there, like that, different departments are there. Okay. Um, uh, like all the departments are actually landing the data to the same stage location. Every department is uploading their data to the same stage location. Then it's very difficult for me to identify this employee file is belongs to finance department or HR department, right? Correct? Correct or not? Yes.
Yes.
So now what I wanted to do is I wanted to have subdirectories inside a stage. Is it possible to create a subfolder inside a stage location?
Yes, you can
Yes.
create.
We
So
can
yes.
create it, right? Now how to create
Yeah.
that one? How to create that one? Let's say in Linux you do mkdir, right? Make directory command you'll use, right? But we
Yes.
don't have
Mm-hmm.
such type of command here. So instead of like in place of that one, what we need to do is simply mention the directory name at the end. Automatically, it is going to create that particular directory and it is going to upload your file directly into that particular subdirectory. Okay, now let me execute this one. Okay, let me execute this one here first. Okay, and see what is happening here. Yes, it got uploaded successfully here. Now, if I go and check this show stages command here, once again, sorry, stage already created. List command, if I try to execute here, I can see two. This employee original directly uploaded it to my stage, and the employee original uploaded to subdirectory test also. Now, what is the conclusion point here? Inside the stage location, we can create the subdirectories as well. That's what you need to understand here.
Okay, exclusively, we don't have to create. Simply while pushing itself, we can put on.
Yeah, just mention at the end here. That's it.
Okay.
Can we
Like it
move
is like a
from the
folder.
parent directory?
It's a folder,
It acts
yes.
like a folder.
Correct.
Can we move the files from parent directory to the child directory or
No,
child
we cannot do
directory
that
to
one. We cannot do that. Yes. Okay, once you have the file in this one, you cannot move it to the parent. You cannot move it. What you have to do is you have to again write the put command by pointing to that parent directory. That's it. Okay, that is okay, Shiva.
One doubt, Shiva.
Oh.
So, can we recursively read all the data in a given stage if required?
Recursively, we'll test that one as well.
Okay.
But in a folder, we can do that. All the
But
files.
it's a stage
But recursively,
inside
I need to
folders.
test that. Yeah, I'll test that.
Okay. Yeah.
Recursively. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think so we have, but still we test it.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a good point. Yeah.
Okay.
What I will do is, Siva, I wanted to remove this particular file, Siva, from the stage location. Can we do that one, Siva? Or I wanted to remove this particular file only from the test folder, actually. So in Linux, how do we do, what is the command we write actually to remove the files?
RM.
Same command you try to use here. Remove, RM. Okay, what do you want to remove here? So inside my stage, remove this particular stage. Inside that one, what do you want to? Exclusively, if you want to mention, you try to point to that particular folder or file name. Even in Linux also same thing, right? If you want to remove the particular file name, you have to mention till the file name.
Correct.
If you want to remove the files inside the directory, you have to mention up to the directory, up to the subdirectory or directory, whatever you want. Here also same concept. Okay. What I will do is, I'll simply mention here test, up to test. Whatever it is there after the test, it will try to simply remove that here. Okay. Now, just try to execute this one. See, it got removed. Indirectly, it is saying that it got removed here.
Like here we no need to specifically mention that file name which we have uploaded. Only thing is like from the test you have removed, no? Like from my stage, if you want to remove, just if you mention
if you mention that particular file name, it will remove only that particular file name.
Okay.
Else it's
If
like
you
a
don't
star.
mention anything, see, that's a Linux. Again, same thing only. Hierarchy only.
Okay.
If you want to remove test itself, the subdirectory.
I'm coming to that point only. Now, if I try to execute this list here, do we have the test?
Folder itself gone.
Gone.
Yeah.
Gone. Okay. Now, if you want to remove everything, guys, everything subdirectories and all the files, right? Simply mention the stage.
Stage also will be deleted, right?
No, stage will not be deleted. Stage has to be dropped, not be removed. Okay. Now you can use the full command also, guys. Remove also you can use. Full command also you can use. RM or remove, both are same. Okay. If you execute this command, it will be removed everything here. See, it got removed. Subdirectories also will get removed. If you want to remove particular subdirectory, you have to mention that exclusively. Explicitly, you have to mention that. Or if you want to remove everything, then simply mention the stage name here. What I wanted to prove here is RM and remove commands both are same. And when you mention the subfolder, it will remove only the subdirectory files and along with the subdirectory. If you want to delete everything, you mention the stage. That's what the conclusion
Here,
point.
to create a stage, we need to use only this syntax, like create stage if not exist, or like any other option is there to create. Like warehouses, if you want to create, can create from the UI path, no? Like that, we can create, or only this is the syntax.
Generally, we use this syntax only. We never ever create the objects from the UI. We never.
Okay.
Okay. Mostly
Mm.
99.9% of the cases, we create objects through commands.
Okay.
Some lazy people, they create from the UI. See, even if you create anything from UI, that is also okay. But you lose the practice actually. You lose the confidence if you do from UI.
Okay.
Okay,
Can
I
we
don't want
save
to
the
lose that
worksheets
confidence.
and will it expire every day?
Sorry?
Can we save the worksheets or will it expire when
You can
session?
save it. You can save it, no problem.
Okay.
Okay. Create if not exist or create or replace also we can use. Why I am not explaining this R replace command is if you write here R replace command, it will try to override the existing stage. Overwriting means it will drop this particular stage and it will create the my stage once again. So never ever use this R replace command in real time also, because your point is actually, let's say you're trying to create a table, but that table is very sensitive table. So by mistake you're written here R replace command. What will happen? The table will get dropped. Of course, we can recover the data from the table, no problem. But that is not our point. What if you don't have access to recover the data? The table is gone, right? So never ever use this R replace. I use it sometimes, but don't take it into mind. Okay, Siva used, I'll also use. Don't take that. I use it because I habituate. If you become a senior, then you can start using that one. At a junior level, please do not use R replace command. Now I'll prove that here. It is going to create one more time. See, it is dropping and creating that one. Okay, create or replace stage, guys, actually. But Siva, how do we know all these commands? I would say create or replace stage name. Yeah. See, once again, if you go and execute show stages command, now it got created just now at 2028, just now, just a moment ago.
And now what are the file we have uploaded? No, like it will be existed or it will
No,
be
it's dropped right
replicated.
completely. It's dropped right. If you drop the table, still you'll maintain the data. Still backend it maintains the data.
No,
Same
no.
thing only.
Yeah.
R replace indirectly it is drop and recreate it. It drops and recreates it.
Okay.
Okay. Now moving on, guys. Okay. Siva, we understood here how to list the files and how we understood how to remove the files here. Now, what else we need to understand here? Okay, one more command I'll tell you here. We'll go to the documentation here first. Put command syntax we need to understand here. Yeah. So far we understood only this particular line, right? So these command optionally we can use these options also, properties also I can say. Okay, we haven't used this parallel. Parallel is nothing but while uploading the data, how many threads you wanted to use. How many threads? Again, parallelism concept here. And remember one thing, guys. Remember one thing. Snowflake actually follows MPP architecture. Massive parallel processing. Remember that. And do not say that, okay, Siva did not discuss that one. We don't know that one. MPP. I'm writing here if you want. MPP. That means massive parallel processing. That means Snowflake can execute the queries parallelly. Snowflake can do your task parallelly. Remember that. I forgot to mention this point in at the time of architecture explanation. Okay, that's okay, Siva. This point also we understood. Parallel is nothing but by default it will take actually 4 threads. If at all if you want to increase that number to 8, you can increase it. If at all if you want to increase it to 16, you can increase it. If at all if you want to increase it to 32, you can increase it. Generally, we like multiples of 2 we can mention here. Okay, by default it is 2. It starts from 4 actually. 4 into 2, 8, 8 into 2, 16, 16 into 2, 32. Like that, you can keep on increasing that. Multiples of 4, I can say. Okay. Now, Shiva, by default, when you upload a file, it is compressing, right? Now, how do we control that behavior? See, auto compress equal to by default, it is 2, guys. That is the reason why it is compressing that. Now, at the time of uploading, what I will do is, here, test I'll try to maintain as it is here. At the time of uploading, auto underscore compress equal to false. This is what the property I'm going to mention. Okay, by default it is true. But what if I make it false? Now let me execute this command here. Put command once again here. Now let me execute this one. See, it has uploaded. Now this time, did it compress the data? Did you see the difference between the previous uploading and this uploading?
No. Same file as it is without zipping.
Same file as it is without compression, it has uploaded. See, if your situation is, if you have any use case to upload the file without compression, you can happily do that one with the help of this particular property. Still, that is allowed. But my point is here, my recommendation is here, go with the compression so that you can save the storage. You can save the storage. Because once you start uploading the files, backend, they are going to calculate the storage and they are going to charge from you. I told you already, for 1 TB of data, for every month they are charging $24 to minimum $24 to $45. Minimum 24. Maximum 46 or 47, something like that. 47, 48, like that. Below 50 only. For 1 TB per month. Rent. They're charging rent.
1 TB compressed file, right?
Compressed
Okay.
data only.
Compressed data.
Whether you're compressing or you're not compressing, they don't care.
Okay.
If you're storing 1 TB of data, you have to pay 24 minimum.
Okay. It doesn't vary with the options. Okay.
Of course, that charges depends on the region and the edition that you choose. I'll talk about that one also. Once we get into the virtual aerosis, right? I'll talk about that one.
Okay. Yeah.
At this point of time, you try to understand only $24 is the minimum one.
Okay.
Till I explain the original concept. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the option, guys. And one more option I'll try to discuss here. Source compression. See, currently my source file is not a compression file. It's a plain file, right? It's a plain file, right? So I don't need to mention, hey, my file is actually compressed file. It's a plain file. It's a normal file only. That's what that's what they're trying to convey here. If your file is gunzip file, already source file is a gunzip file. Okay. Shiva, if my file itself is a gunzip file, will it again compress it when you upload it into like a stage location?
No.
Can you guys try that one?
No.
Can you try that one tomorrow and tell me the answer?
Okay.
Now, by default, even if you don't mention source compression, it will automatically detect, because for some of the compression techniques, it will doesn't recognize. For that, you need to explicitly mention actually. Let's say Brotli is there. Brotli or Jet Standard, I think one of the compression technique is by default recognized by the Snowflake. At that time, you need to explicitly tell to the Snowflake, hey, my file is Jet Standard compression file. You please consider that. That's what you need to convey. See, every time you go and talk to the Snowflake here, these commands are what? It's an interface or it's a language between you and the Snowflake. That's it. You're talking to the Snowflake now. You're telling to the Snowflake, hey, my source file is actually a Jet Standard compression file. You please consider that. That's what I'm trying to say with this command. Okay. That's okay, Siva. Now, what I'm doing is I'm trying to upload the same file into the same subdirectory one more time, guys. One more time. Okay, with the auto compression equal to false command only. Okay. Now let me try to execute this one and see what is happening here. Is it uploading here really? What is that status it is giving giving here?
Skipped.
Skipped. That means did it upload the file?
Mhm.
No. No. See here, it is message. What message it is giving? File with the same destination name and checksum already exist. That is employee original.csv. It is already exist, boss. Already exist. Why are you uploading this one?
Okay.
Okay.
But the previous file is 10 KB file and the new file is 100 KB file.
Coming to that point. Coming to that point.
It will
Now,
check somewhere.
if your data has been changed from previous file to this file, but still forcefully, if you want to upload the file to the stage location, they've given flexibility. What is that? By default, overwrite equal to what? False. Now, what you have to do here? What you have to do here? You have to make it true here. That's it. Okay. Now, at the end, you mention overwrite equal to true. That's it. Then if I try to do that one, then it will try to upload the file here happily. See here. What is the status? Uploaded now. Overwrite equal to true will forcefully write the data to the stage location. Now we understood all the options are not here.
Yeah.
means
What if
file
I
is
want
replaced, right?
to,
One after another. Yeah.
yeah,
Go on.
if I want to upload more than one file,
I'll come to that point. Don't worry. I know you're very curious to know that option. I'll come to that point. Don't worry.
second thing,
So,
there is a checksum which got created. Is it
Mhm.
created based on file name or
File
data?
name. Yes. File name only. File name only.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
so overwrite means it's a file again, it is replaced, right?
It will replace. It will overwrite that. It will delete the old file and it will place the fresh file.
When we have same name only, right? When we if we pass
Same name
different.
only. Correct. Correct.
No.
It will check based on the name only. Okay. Okay. Moving on. Siva, now we understood all the options related to the put command here. Now, what do we do after this? How do we play with this data?
We need to load that to table.
Yeah. Before I load this data into the table, I wanted to read the data from the stage location. Is it possible to read the data from the stage location? Okay, let's try that one. See, generally, how do you read the data from the table? How do you read the data from this table? Select star from table, right? Now I want you to read the data from the stage location. Select star from @ my _stage. This is what I wanted to execute. Now I'll just give a try here. I know this will not work, but I'll give a try here. It is saying that, okay, somewhat it is allowing, but it is saying that select with no columns. That means star will not work out here. Okay, in place of star, what you need to do is we need to put $1, sorry, $2, $3, comma $4. Like this, you need to mention. I'll tell you what exactly mean by the $1, $2, $3, and so on. Okay, now let me try to read the data from this particular file, my stage. Now see what is happening here. Is it reading the data from the stage? The stage actually, if you want, you can mention the fully qualified name also, guys. Okay, so list the stage actually here, and you take the fully qualified name here, and in place of that one, you try to put that fully qualified name also. No problem at all. If you want to read the data from one particular file. Okay, sorry, I'll remove this command here. Okay, now execute this command one more time, Shiva. Now see, it is reading all the records, including header part. Now, since I mentioned here $1, $2, $3, $4, first 4 columns it is taking. Now, if I mention here $5, $5, comma $6, sorry, 6, comma, comma, okay, $7, comma $8, comma $9. I know I have only 8 columns here, but intentionally I'm giving $9 here. Okay, now let's understand the behavior here. Okay. See here, $9 column is not there, guys. That is the reason why last column values we are getting as a null here. So this is ruled out. Okay, I can remove this one here. No problem. First 8 columns I wanted to read, guys, actually. Now see, I'm able to read the data from the stage location. And that too, the header part also, it is reading actually as a data. It's not column name, right? It's a header part, right? It is reading it as a data actually. Now I have to tell to Snowflake, hey, boss, do not consider the first line. First line is a header part actually. Do not consider that first line as a data. You please treat it as a header. Okay. You need to convey that one. How do we convey that? How do we convey that?
Header
Skip
equal to
first
true
row, skip row 1.
Where do we mention that?
after CSV.
After CSV? Okay. If
Or
I
where
mention
row number not equal to 1.
row number concept is not there in Snowflake. It's there in Oracle, but it's not there in the here. Okay. Header equal to true also will not work out, guys, actually. You need to understand one more new object called file format. You need to understand the file format object as well. Okay. Now I'll try to create actually the file format. Okay. What kind of file I'm trying to load here? What type of file it is? CSV file, right? Now
CSV.
create, okay, file format. File format. This is also one of the object in Snowflake. Okay. If not exists, okay. My file format name is CSV underscore file underscore format. Sorry, format. Okay. What type of file it is actually? Type equal to CSV. This is what I'm trying to create. This is what I'm trying to mention. Okay, let me try to create this one first, and we'll see what are all the property it is having in the backend. See, if you want to understand the syntax and all, you simply go to the documentation and search here file format. Okay, just search here. It is giving actually create file format syntax here. See, create or replace also we can use, or directly if not exist also we can use. Create file format if not exist. Okay, that name, file format name. Type equal to, you can mention CSV, JSON, Avro, ORC, Parquet, XML, and custom file format if you have anything. Custom file format recently implemented that. They implemented recently. Previously, they used to support only this particular file formats actually. Okay, type equal to any one of the file format you need to mention. You're dealing with, since you're dealing with the CSV files here, I'm trying to mention clearly CSV here. Comment equal to nothing. Okay, and here you can see format options also. I'll talk about that one little later. Okay, now I'm going to my DB here. First, I'm trying to create the file format here. I think file format is already created. If it is already created, it will not touch that one. Okay, it got created. Siva, whether it is really created or not, how do we check that one? Again, show command. Show file format. File and format both are different words. Do not include with underscore or hyphen symbol. File is a separate word, format is a separate word. I know some intelligent people are there and they'll put underscore or hyphen symbol in between that and they'll start pinging in WhatsApp saying that Siva, it is not working. Okay. Please do not use your intelligence. Use the documentation and try to like follow the syntaxes properly. Okay. Now let me try to execute here. Now see here, show file formats. See, file format is created or not? Yes. See, by default, what are all the format options it has taken? So too many things are there. How to understand that one? Okay, let me tell you that one here. So if you want to see the options of this particular file format, you need to describe this particular file format. See, if you want to see the column names of the table, how do you do it in SQL? You'll describe the table or not? If you want to see the metadata of the table, how do you do that one? How do you query that one? You'll write the describe command or not? Same way here, if you want to see the metadata of this particular file format, you need to describe this. Describe file format. Okay, what file format you want to describe? CSV underscore file underscore format. This is what you need to execute and see what it is giving here. All these properties actually you need to understand. All these are actually the metadata inside the file format. All these are different properties at the file format level. These are all the default value. These are the default properties, and these are the once you change that value, right? Now the changed value you can see here. I'll show you what what exactly mean by that one. I'm sorry. Okay, now tell me through which option we can convey to the snowflake. We can tell to the snowflake, hey, first line is header. Come on.
Sixth
Skip.
option.
Skip header.
Sixth option. Six
Yeah.
means line number 5.
Yeah.
Skip header.
Correct.
Ah.
Skip header.
So what you need to do is at the time of select in the select command itself, what you need to do is I'm sorry guys. At the time of like file format creation, you can mention those properties and you can use that file format here. Okay, now at the time of file format itself, I'll try to create that one. See, I've created this particular file format to understand the default properties. By default, it doesn't skip any record, doesn't skip any line, I can say. Since we are mentioning here first line is a header part and do not consider that one, we need to make this value to true. Okay, at the time of like file format creation, you can do that one, or once it is created, you can alter it also. You can alter it also. Okay, now how do we alter that one? How do you alter the table?
Yes, yes.
Alter here, file, format. Which file format you wanted to alter actually? CSV file
Yes,
format, right? CSV underscore file underscore format. I wanted to alter and show you actually. Okay, now set. What do you want to set here actually? Skip header, right? Now skip header property I wanted to set to what? To what? First line I wanted to say. That means 1. 1, right? Okay, that's what you need to mention here. Set skip header equal to 1. Then see what will happen here. See, at the time of creation also you can mention that property, guys. Or at the time of once you create that one, you can alter it also, no problem. How you're altering the table in SQL, right? In the same way you can alter it. Okay, set skip header equal to 1. Okay, now once you set this property, you need to use this particular file format here. File underscore format equal to, what is that file format I wanted to use actually? How do you convey that information to Snowflake? Through what file format? CSV file format, right? CSV underscore file underscore, sorry, my best. File underscore format. This is what you need to mention. Hey boss, what are all the properties I've defined in this particular file format? You please consider that that properties and you try to display the records. When I try to execute this command, it will throw error. I know. Intentionally, I'm executing this one. I know it is throwing error because equal to symbol is not recognized here. What you need to do is you need to put arrow mark here. That is nothing but indirectly arrow mark. And whenever you write actually here in select command, this file format, you need to put it in brackets, parenthesis. Okay, now it will consider that. While displaying the record, you please consider the properties of this file format and give me the output. That's what you're conveying here. Okay, now let me execute this command. Is it giving header now? Now, did I tell to my Snowflake, hey, don't consider the first line? Did I convey that information properly? Yes. You're
Sure,
conveying that
since
information.
since
Mm.
we set the file format and all this,
Mhm.
we are giving to skip the row. But at the first go, how it identifies whether it is a comma delimited file or any other delimited, because we have not specified
I'll come to
anything.
that point on now. Okay. Even if you don't mention type equal to CSV, by default, it is going to create actually CSV file format. Let me test that one here. Let me test that one. Okay. In place of if not exist, I'll simply, okay. Otherwise, a different file format I'll try to use, guys. Okay. Okay. Same command, I'll try to take it here. One second. Okay, here in place of CSV file format, I'll take here Siva's file format. CL, right? Sorry, yeah, Siva file format without type equal to CSV. Now let me try to execute this one. Okay, if I try to describe this particular file format, Siva file format here in the describe command, and see what is the default file type it has taken.
CSV.
Absolutely, that's what I'm trying to say here. And that too, CSV by default separated by which delimiter? Comma.
Comma.
Let's say if your upstream or if your source team is actually sending the data with the pipe delimiter or double pipe delimiter, then which property you need to set up? This one.
Field delimiter.
You need to set this one. Now, if I go to the CSV file format description actually and see here, once after like altering that particular file format, and what you see here, this is the property value, this is the default property value. By default, what is that value?
CFX లో
Sorry,
CFX కి మా టీం లోకల్ని
Chandra, go on mute. Okay. Don't do multitasking, please. I'm sorry. Okay. If you cut my flow, then it's very difficult to like continue that. Okay.
సారీ శివ
Yeah. See, what I was saying. Yeah. Okay. See, this is the default value. The rightmost one is actually a default values, and this is actually after setting up the values. Like you can see that values here, updated values you can see here. These are the default ones, and these are the set values. Whatever the value you're setting, current value I can say. Currently, the value is set to 1 here.
Yes, sure. This is a structured file format like CSV or other format. But what if I want to upload unstructured like any XML or in any other PDF
Semi-structured
something?
files.
Semi-structured.
JSON, XML, Avro, WARC, Parquet. In place of CSV, you need to mention that particular file format.
Yeah, that is my first question. And second
Mm.
question,
Mm.
like when we start uploading the file, sometimes this can be from the Windows environment or sometimes from the Unix environment also
Mhm.
possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and third question, and if suppose if we are uploading from a Windows environment, we have a workbook concept like Excel with multiple tabs. So,
Excel is not supported in Snowflake directly.
okay, we
If
have
at all,
to
if you
split
want to deal with Excel, right, again you have to go with this Snowpark. Spark is supported that actually. There you need to import the drivers and you can deal with that.
Okay.
Okay, here inside Snowflake we have Spark also. That we call it is a Snowpark. With that we can handle it, but directly we cannot handle it.
Okay,
Okay.
let's go with the first question like unstructured or semi-structured format.
So we'll discuss this whole week. We'll discuss about the CSV files only. Next week we'll go with the JSON and XML and Parquet files. Okay. This whole week I'll deal with the comma separated files only. Okay. Now. Okay, Siva. Now you set the skip header equal to 1 here, and it has recognized it happily, and it is not displaying actually the header part. Okay. What else we can do, Siva? Okay, I can load this data directly into my target table, guys, my Snowflake table actually. Before I load this data into the target table, if at all, if you want to do some transformations, you can do it. not complete transformations, I can say, like low level transformation. I mean, basic transformations, if at all, if you want to do, you can do it. Okay, let's say, Shiva, in general in SQL, uh, uh, when you try to execute this particular query, it is giving the column names as $1, $2, $3, and so on like that, right? I don't understand this. What exactly mean by this $1, $2, Shiva? Can you like give the alias name for this particular column? Yes, boss, you can do that one. Okay, what is the first column name actually? Employee number, right? EMP number I'm taking here. You can happily take that one, no problem. Okay, and what is the second column name actually? As employee name, right? E name I'm taking here. You can happily take like this. Just like the table I'm querying it, guys here. See, first column it is considering as the employee number, second column it is considering as the employee name. Whatever the name you want, you can give alias name, you can give anything, right? You can give anything, right? Yeah. Shiva, let's say I know that this is a commission column. Commission column is having null values. I want to replace that null value with the 0. Is it possible to do that one? The column number 7 right here. Now, as commission, I'll take here as commission. Okay. Now I wanted to replace that one, Shiva, with the 0. Is it possible here? In SQL, how do we replace null values with the 0? In Oracle
NVL.
especially,
NVL.
NVL, right? Now,
NVL.
same thing we'll try to do here. NVL of, whenever this value is null, you have to replace that one with 0. Now, close the bracket here. Now, give the same thing here. And sorry, my bad. Okay. Control Enter. Now, see what is happening here. Is it replacing with 0 or not?
Yeah.
But I do see one property, something saying null value replaced with something.
We can see those are file file format level properties. Now I'm talking about the transformations here.
Okay.
If you want to replace at the entire file level, you can use that property. But I don't want to touch other null values, right? I want to touch only the commission column here. Now in that case,
Okay, attribute level. Okay.
you have to do here only, right? So if you want to handle that one here, you can happily handle that one. No problem at all. Nobody is stopping you. Let me describe this one. And here, you're absolutely correct here. Somewhere, if it is a null value, by default, null will be considered as slash n in Snowflake case. Remember that. That is the reason why they are giving here slash n. It's a null representation. Okay, by default, it is taking slash n here. If you want to replace, if it is a null at the file level, then you try to use this one. If you want to do it at attribute level or column level, then you do this one here. So what are all the functions you are using in SQL? All those functions you can use, guys, here. Almost all the functions are supported here. See, I'm not talking about the SQL commands here directly. What I mean to say here is we can use low-level transformations before you load the data into the target table. That's what I mean to say. That's my intention, actually. I'm trying to perform that here before I load the data.
So in real time, what kind of option this file format mostly we need to use?
That
Ideally.
depends on your use case or scenario, right?
Okay.
See, let's say your downstream, your upstream is sending the data with in a data spaces. You wanted to remove that spaces before you load the data into target table. What do you do?
We will trim.
We'll trim it, right? Let's say your upstream is sending the data with double quotes, but I don't want to use the double quotes in the target table. Then
Replace.
you have something like once again, let me tell you that option. Field optionally enclosed by. You can use all these things actually.
Okay.
Based on what I wanted to convey here is you will use these properties based on your use case. Sometimes what happens, in the data you'll get some special characters.
Yeah.
Chinese characters, let's say. Okay. Then UTF-8 is not supported. Then what you will do? UTF-16, UTF-32, some encode characters are also there. You can use them here happily. You can use the property here. You go to the documentation and you check what are all the encoding techniques it will support, and you use one among them here.
Shiva, any of the column value itself contains comma, then what option it will be helpful here?
In that case, escape this one will be helpful, and I'll try to tell you that use case also tomorrow. I have that use case anyway in my radar.
Oh,
I'll tell you that one also. In that case, actually, you'll use this one and this one, both combination.
okay.
If that is the case, your upstream has to send the data within double quotes only.
Okay, for that particular field, you're saying.
For that particular field, they have to send in that way.
Otherwise, it won't load.
Otherwise, it won't load. It will try to treat that comma as a separate field. Before comma separate field, after comma separate field. But it's a separate. Say, let's say if you have address field in your table, generally address, how do you mention? Door number, comma, street name, comma, city name, comma, district name, comma, pin code, like that you'll mention, right? But it's a single field actually. I know that it's an address field, but you have to treat that as a single field, like while loading the data into the target table. But what will happen if you don't use these properties? It will try to treat door number as a commission column. Okay, and district name as a department number, like that. It will simply will not load the data properly into your target label. So you need to use these properties as per your requirement. Let's say you're getting the data with the pipe delimiter. Then you use this property. This one. Replace comma with the pipe here. Let's say file extension. This is unloading. At the time of unloading, it will be useful. Not at the time of loading. Let's say date format, by default, you're getting in some format. By default, YYY/MMDD it is giving. But you wanted to consider that as a date format. Then you use this one. By default, it will consider YYY MMDD as a date format only. All other date formats, it will consider as a strings only. It will consider as a date format here. If you want to consider that one also, you go and change this one. If you want to, like in some field, actually, you're getting timestamp format. You change this property. If you're getting timestamp format, like from source, then use this property. Like that, based on your requirement, you have to go and change these properties. Okay. So you can use alias names also, guys, here. Okay, let's say I'm trying to use here alias name is T here. Let's say T.1 also you can use. T.1 also you can use. Let me try to execute this one and see what is happening here. Okay, T I think I need to use at the end here, not here. Okay, I'm using capital T here. Now let me execute this one here and once again and see I'm getting here. Alias names also you can use here. Like table alias, I can say, not column alias. I'm trying to use that alias name here to the column. Okay. See, the point here is before you load this data into the target table, you can do transformations. That's what I wanted to convey with this command. So and tomorrow we'll understand how to write this data into the target table using copy command. That's my next topic. Okay, yeah, go
on. We can write filter like where class and all, like it's same way it will work, right? Like just how SQL will work.
But actually, where $1 you have to take it, not the column name. Where $1 equal to, let's say department number column is actually 10 is there, right? Now what you have to do is where, okay, $8 you have to take here. Where is that? Okay, $8 equal to 10 I'm taking. I wanted to filter out only the 10th department data. Okay. Now you can select like this. See, we are getting only 10th department data here.
Like here we are having limited columns, so we are mentioning with dollar. No, if you have n number of columns, how we can do it?
You don't have any alternative approach for that one. You have to take the $1, $2 like that one. There is no other option.
Okay.
Okay, don't worry. Based on the position, it will try to identify automatically. Tomorrow I'll discuss about that. Now today my point is here. My point here is how to create stage. Okay. Before I stop the class, I wanted to confuse you guys now. Intentionally, I'm confusing you. Okay. Try to do little research on this confusion point and come up with the solution tomorrow. What I will do is, I've created the stage, right? I've created the stage, right? Sometime back. What is that stage? My stage, right? If I try to describe this particular stage, describe stage name. What is the stage name? My underscore stage. Okay. If I try to describe this one, and you see here, what do you see here? What do you see?
File format property.
Whatever the options we have seen in the file format object, same options are we able to see here? But Shiva, stage object is different, file format object is different here. How come we are getting these options here? That's what you need to do little research.
I think then if we use here as a skip header equal to 1, then we are able to see the headers, right?
Exactly. Exactly. It's not mandatory to create a file format.
Super.
If you set the properties at the stage level itself, then you try to set the properties here. If you don't want to set the properties at the stage level, if you want to make the stage as a generic one, then don't touch these options. Play with the file format.
Okay.
Getting my point, guys?
Yeah.
And
That's what you
sure,
need to
this
understand.
stage, this stage is created. This is name stage. Is this a permanent name stage or
Permanent. By
temporary?
default, permanent stage it is going to create. Okay. Now, since you asked this question, create or replace stage. Okay. Create or replace temporary stage, right? What I need to do is temp stage I'll try to create. Temp stage. Okay. My underscore temp underscore stage. Okay. This is what I'm going to. Okay. Underscore. My bad, guys. It was typo. This is what I wanted to create actually. Now let me try to do that one here and see what is happening here. A stage got created and show stages here. Where is the show stages command? Show stages command I'm running here and see what is happening here. Is it so temporary stage created or not? Yes. But the type of stage, what it is showing here? Internal temporary. But what is the scope of this stage actually? What is the scope of this? What is the lifetime of this?
It will run like when the session is there, it will run.
Now, what I will do is show stages command. I'll try to run it in a web interface. Now, will it show that one here? Will it show that one here?
Yeah.
Okay, public. I'm selecting public here. Test schema. Now, if you execute this one, will it show that one? What is your expectation here? Will it show that here? What did it tell you? What did it tell you just now? The lifetime or the scope of that particular stage is only session, right? This worksheet will act as a separate session, right? This worksheet will act as a separate session, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Yes,
whatever the
yes.
stage created by this session can be able to seen by this particular session. No, right?
Yeah, both are different sessions.
Both are different sessions, right? If one temporary session is one temporary stage is created by one session, that cannot be seen by other session because sessions are different here. Every worksheet will act as a separate session here. The scope is
sure.
only that particular session. Once you come out of this one, once the session is expired, then backend it will get dropped, and the along with the files. Temporary file format also you can create, guys. Even temporary file format scope is also that particular session. Temporary stage also you can create. That's what we have created, of course. Temporary table also we can create. Even that temporary table scope is also only that session. Getting? Yeah, that's about the temporary one. Yeah, that's all, guys, for today.
Shiva, I have one question. See, normally before uploading that file, so normally we use that role, right? So we are applying as a child role, right? So can we make it to super role, like administrator role? Can we convert this to administrator role and vice versa?
At any point of time, you can create, you can change the role to account admin.
Okay.
At any point of time, you simply use that use role command. That's it. That will change.
Okay.
Once your question is, once you change it to the sysadmin, can we change it back to the account admin or not?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, you can change it at any point of time. No problem. Couple of commands you execute with sysadmin. After that, couple of commands you execute with account admin. After that, you execute with the security admin. Like that, you can execute it. No problem.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. That's all. Okay. Let me stop recording the session.